Dustin, very good to see you. We're going to start with a question. What is a retirement drawdown strategy? I know you have 6 tips to help us make our money last. So, of course, we spend decades building our nest egg. And then when we retire, we need a plan to stop saving and start spending, but not spending so much that we risk running out of money. So, again, this is a delicate balance that requires us to consider these 6 variables. And first, you say you need a plan to minimize taxes.
Sure, Aaron. I think we had a table we wanted to show folks. If you're, for example, a married couple right now making an adjusted gross income anywhere between 50,000 and over 400,000 annually, right now those folks are paying anywhere from 25 to 50% less in taxes on the same amount of income uh, as they would in 2017.
Wow.
And it's important to remember that our current tax rates that are historically low right now, those tax rates sunset at the end of 2025. So absent new legislation, what that means is in 2026, a married couple making anywhere from $50,000 to $400,000 a year is going to start paying 25 to 50% more than what they're paying in taxes now. So what we've really got is we've got a sweet spot about 22 months to consider some tax moves, things like Roth conversions and similar tax moves. And what I'll say is, for anyone watching this video, I don't know if those tax moves are right for you. What I do know is that right now is the right time to be considering those moves.
Absolutely. Crunch those numbers. All right. Number 2, you have to determine when is the most financially optimal time to claim Social Security. And this can be complicated.
Sure, it's far more complicated than most people think it is. The decisions you make around Social Security are going to have a huge impact on how sustainable your income is, how sustainable your spouse's income is. And a lot of the things you want to consider, you're not going to see those things on your statement. So, for example, we know that if somebody defers their benefit from full retirement age, every year they defer it out to age 70, that benefit goes up by 8% per year.
Mhm.
But what you won't see on your statement is that benefit also goes up by the cost of living adjustment. So last year, for example, someone deferring their benefit, they would have got an 8% increase, but the cost of living adjustment was 8.7%. So someone deferring that benefit last year, their benefit didn't go up by 8%. It went up by almost 17%.
Right.
So again, a lot of things you won't see on your statement. This isn't something that you want to try to calculate with a pencil and a pad. I would highly encourage you to get someone qualified to run the numbers for you in multiple scenarios so that you and your spouse can make the decisions that are right for you.
And Dustin, of course, number 3, we need a plan for longevity. We're living longer.
Certainly. So longevity is obviously a blessing when it comes to retirement income planning. Longevity is a risk. The longer you live, the greater the chance you may run out of money. So you want to make sure that your plan stands up not only to your spending needs now, but that it's going to stand up to your spending needs over the rest of your lifetime and your spouse's lifetime, adjusted for inflation.
And so part of that longevity, I mean, all these things are interrelated, but you need to create reliable income.
Sure, because we're living longer, as you approach retirement, you need a plan for income that's going to be relatively reliable, relatively predictable. For some people, that's going to mean, guaranteeing some of your income with things like annuities. For other people, it may simply mean de-risking your portfolio, which just means making some changes to the portfolio where we take some volatility out of that portfolio so that our returns are, relatively a little bit more predictable as you go through retirement.
Number 5, you have to account for inflation. This is so important and often overlooked.
Absolutely. So, for example, if you're spending $150,000 a year right now at a 3% inflation rate, 24 years from now, you'd have to spend double, $300,000 a year to provide for the same lifestyle. So, if we don't manage risk, we can run out of money by losing it in large market declines. But if we don't make some portion of a retirement income plan growth oriented, you can run out of money because you don't keep pace with inflation. So those are 2 needs you need to carefully balance in your retirement income plan.
Absolutely. And number 6, account for the death of a spouse.
Sure. So if your spouse predeceases you, remember you go from 2 Social Security benefits down to 1. You may lose pension income. I work with a lot of vets. You may have disability income that disappears. You go from the married tax tables down to the single tax tables, which are much less favorable. So your tax situation can change in not a good way in a very short period of time. So these are all reasons you not only want to create a sustainable income plan, but you want to test that plan to make sure that it still works if your spouse predeceases you or you predecease your spouse.
Mm-hmm. And again, these are all interrelated. And as we talk this through, Dustin, it becomes obvious there is no correct one drawdown strategy. It's going to be very personalized for everyone. So if somebody wants to speak with you to find their own unique drawdown strategy, what's the best way to reach you?
They can send me a text at 830-476-2505 or reach out on the website to book a free chat at longlivemymoney.com.
All right. Dustin, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.